Hello, this is me, Samantha. Thank you for coming onto my channel. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much for hitting the notification. And today we're going to adjust this because today we're going to have a serious talk. Okay, now as I wait on the appellate court to review my case with credit acceptance, I also had to file a case against a credit reporting agency, which is Equifax. Many of you know that Equifax has been in a class action lawsuit, well, 300 to be exact, class action lawsuits over identity, their hacking breach. Somebody breached their service. So, it is what it is. And even today, that was in 2017. Here it is now, 2020, and some of us, like me, are still trying to get the stuff off our credit. What it made it even worse was that whoever made a duplicate of somebody's account, they turned around and instead of deleting the account or blocking the account, they just merged it together, like me, and made it where, not only can I gain complete access to my credit report, I got, it's stuff on there I can't even verify me. So I'm still in limbo, okay? So, this been going on for 4 years. So, one of them was with credit acceptance. Transunion got them off, Experian got them off, but Equifax not only let credit acceptance verify the account with all the errors and known errors, but they allowed them to update it, constantly update it, which even made it worse. So right now, I thought of two cases that stood out, and one of them is Ramirez versus TransUnion. And for those of you who are a victim of Equifax breach, the breach only covered, the class actions does not include any damages. It only includes the time that you're spending to clear your credit up. So if you lost your job, I'm not an attorney when I say this, I'm just going by, the research that I've done. So anyway, so if you were denied credit and embarrassed and all of that, then you're not getting damages for that. You just only getting it to straighten out your credit. So once I found out that, hey, I'm not getting paid for the damages. I'm only getting paid for what, in the settlement, the hours and stuff that I'm using to do that. And it's up to $20,000. Ain't no guarantee that there's I'm gonna get the $20,000. Even go further is that Equifax has not even attempted to try to fix their system or the data or the things, which still leaves people who are like me in a bad situation. My credit score was 495. What can I get for 495? That sounds like $4.95. So I said, you know what? After I did my research and I found out, I said, look, are y'all suing for damages? No. I said, okay, fine. So I sued. So we've been in a battle, and they at first they begged me, please do not file a summary judgment. And for those of you who don't know what a summary judgment is, a summary judgment means that if we were going to trial, there were no issues that they could bring up that would allow them to prevail, that would make us have to even go to trial. So that's a Rule 56, okay? Federal Rule of 56. State rule got the same thing, 56, but it's like local. But anyway, so I'm sitting up here and I'm going through the process and I'm still going. And so the judge told me, put a little bit, that he allowed me to leave, to step back to do my amended and to add more meat to what I need to do. Which brings me to the subject of complaints again. And at this time, I went to Westlaw. Westlaw is very good. It talks about cases and stuff that's related to any topic that it is. And one case that I saw was, like I said, Ramirez versus TransUnion. blah, blah, blah. Getting tongue twisted. Okay. So this is what going on. It's two cases. And it's Ramirez, and then it's a Cushman versus Transunion. I said this case before, but I'm going to talk about the first one. Okay, this guy, he was in a class member because, Transunion put an alert on there saying that he was part of a terrorist, and that he found that out when he was part of the class action. Now, Transunion has settled and stated that they will remove that from the many consumers that they have that they put it on. Well, fast forward to 2011, and he decided, you know what, I need to get a car. I'm gonna go to Nissan and get me a car and stuff like that. And when he did, found out, hey, that alert was still on there. So, him being probably the way he was like me, you call and write letters and do all of that and stuff. And TransUnion just gave him some drama and tried to brush him off. So he hired a lawyer. And when he hired a lawyer, he sued for damages. And he won. He won a nice size. He won a nice size. And the court upheld it. Because consumer reporting agencies are obligated to make sure that it's accurate. Even when the creditor do wrong information and stuff, they're still allowed to make sure that if it's not right, they got to delete it, modify it, or confirm it. But credit bureaus don't want to delete it. They sure don't want to modify it. They rather for you to pay their debt. Even if it's wrong, even if the balance is wrong, pay the debt. So, so he sued. Another case is Cushman versus TransUnion. And she was in college. When she was in college in one state, somebody used her identity. And later on called her and told her that she had a delinquent account. Now, I can feel her on that one real bad, because I remember when, back here, I'm telling my age on this one. In Tennessee, they used to have your driver's license laminated. Like you can go to Kinko's or whatever. And people used to unlaminate that driver's license. Take your picture out, put a picture in, laminate it, and they were you. Well, somebody did that to me. Somebody snatched my purse when I was taking my son to school, snatched my purse, gave me the purse back, but didn't give me my ID. And all of a sudden, I get a lawsuit from New Albany, Mississippi, of all places. And I walked in there. I'm so glad I walked in there with my daddy and my birth certificate, and my bills and stuff to show who I was, because that southern white judge was planning on locking me up for something. He didn't call me Samantha. He called me Samantha. I was like, oh my God, And just so happened the fake Samantha walked in there. So anyway, once again, she tried her best. She kept writing them, and they kept confirming the debt. And so she got a lawyer, but that was one incident. So she got $200,000 for that. She got $200,000 for that. But the point that I'm trying to make is that, credit bureaus today, especially black folks, I'm gonna talk about y'all first, because I'm black. Black people, we don't check our credit. We don't. Many of us don't. If we had bad credit when we was in high school, some of y'all 40 and 50 years old still thinking that all that high school stuff is on there. You don't check your credit. It may be on there. You don't pull it. You don't go correcting it. Each creditor has an expiration date, and we don't do nothing. But, in 2016, the Consumer Credit Reporting Reform Act came about through Maxine Waters. Yes, she's a Democrat. She came up and she limited a lot of things and made the furniture and the credit agency more liable when they need to research or reinvestigate. So that gives us an edge as being a consumer, because now you can sit here and you don't have to prove over and over and over that you this person, and that you can file a lawsuit and win for damages on that. And they talk about extensive damages, because keep in mind, I had a hard, I don't even apply for federal jobs anymore, because why? Because when I did apply for them, I would, my credit with Equifax wasn't good enough. It came back. I had, people, it took me a while, because people were thinking that, hey, I'm trying to commit fraud. I'm using Reed, and then I'm using this number, and I'm spelling it REID and tweet, different ways and stuff. And see, when people pull your credit and they start seeing all of that, they think you got some kind of scam going on. So, I had to deal with it. So right now, this week, I'm turning in my my main complaint to the court, and I should hear something back pretty soon. And but like I said, know your credit, know your rights, because and this varies in different states. Because if you don't know your rights, and you don't know, you don't have to worry about, if you worried about your credit, you can get it for free. That's by law. The annual credit report, and you get your credit free for a year. 1 year, you get it free every year, and you can check all 3 of them. You can check your FICO score. You don't have to sit here and say, well, my credit is bad, girl. My credit is bad. It's some things on your credit, like a medical bills. Collections, they can't put that on your credit. That's why they call you all night and day. They can't put that on your credit. Collections can't. But you gotta know your rights as a consumer in order for you to do this. You gotta know your rights, because right now, like especially during the pandemic, they are, even though they're hiring, they're not hiring. If you get my drift, they a lot of people that they've been begging and hoping and asking God to get rid of, they finally got rid of them. The pandemic opened a lot of opportunities there, but it closed a lot of them too. So, I decided, hey, during this time, I'm going to go back to school. I'm going to go ahead and get that paper and focus on, I need to focus on regrouping me. But, I can't just sit here and fix my credit, or, pay somebody. I'm not finna pay nobody to fix my credit. I'll sit and work on it all day and night. I ain't got nothing but time. You got to be like an inmate. You ain't got nothing but time. Use it to your advantage. But, I'm not finna pay nobody no $300, no $500, no $2,000, no $3,200 to put no traits on my credit when I can fix it myself. If I sit down and I pull my credit, they gonna do the same thing you doing. The only thing about it is that you're paying them to do it. But if you sit down and look at your credit, and like I said, just read up on chapter 15 of the United States Code, and it talks about credit. It tells you about how what all about the consumer credit, everything, liens, everything. And then you check it, you back it up with your state law. And then, hey, you can do anything. You can do anything. In fact, you can send a what they call a 609 demand letter. You can demand that they take it off your credit. You can demand that. So you don't have to sit here and feel like, my credit is bad and all of that. Even if it's recently, go pull your credit and find out, because creditors now, I tell you, they're trying anything and everything to keep their debt on. I have a sister, and she called me because she had a Sears account when she was 18. She 50-some years old, and they had put a garnishment on her. And the garnishment been there for 10 years. And the lawyer was getting ready to reaffirm the debt for another 10 years, which means that she would have been paying the same balance all over again. Because he would have did it to the day he died. So she called me. She was upset. She said she had to go to court. Sears went bankrupt. She said, yeah, I know. You ain't got to pay them. Sears went bankrupt. Everything that Sears had is in bankruptcy court. Even their creditors, even they ledger, everything is in bankruptcy court. What you paying them for? She said, girl, I got to go to court. She said, I don't know what to do. She said, they going to make me pay. No, they not. I said, I tell you what, let me type up something. I'm going to send it to you, and I guarantee you it's going to stop everything. So typed it up. She filed it in court. I told her what to say. I didn't give her no legal advice, but that's my sister. I told her what to say. And she went in there and she said, Samantha, the judge, had a recess and went and checked and came back and told me he was going to continue with it until next week after next or something like that. And she said, well, he going to make me pay. No, he ain't. He can't make you pay. I said, if anything that you paid after October, you can file something in district court in New York. That's where they had filed. And I told her and ask for your money back because they had filed bankruptcy. They filed for bankruptcy protection. So she said, she went to court the next time, and the judge, because I said it's an indefinite stay. I didn't ask him to dismiss it, but that's an indefinite stay. That means that it can never, as long as they in bankruptcy, if the bankruptcy was discharged, if the assets were sold, whatever it was, that was an endless debt. So she came back. She said, "Well, it's on in state. The judge is just stay indefinite." I told her. I said, "It is what it is." So I hope I'm giving you guys some information. I hope you do. And like I said, I love having fun while we talk about law because it is entertaining, but at the same time, it's giving you facts. And it's giving you something that you can use to help you. So I hope this video made a lot of sense. I hope you guys like it and share it and you know, do what we do on YouTube. Make my channel grow. I ask that. And right now, this is my office. It's gonna change the colors. I'm this winter coming up. I gotta change me. I gotta change the colors because basically this office, I eat, sleep, and live in this office. I do. And I promise you, because I'm dealing with school, I'm dealing with legal issues, and, you know, I get so many emails from people that says they want my help, and, you know, could I please help them and everything. And again, I keep telling you now, you know, whatever you decide to do, especially with credit acceptance, you gonna give somebody something, because that's some work. And it's not an easy walk in the park. Like I said, they're not the type of creditor that needs to be, you know, that say, okay, you know what, they got me, I need to let it go. No, even when they wrong, they gonna be right. So yeah. Well, I thank you guys. Happy Saturday. I'm gonna go. I gotta do some things. And I just thank you so much. Thank you. Later.